Alright, good morning. Here it is, 5:30 in the morning again. We're going to sketch today. Today we have a police car on the table. I have about 300 of these little eggs and capsules in a box over here I call the Random Object, and every morning we grab a random object from the Random Object and we sketch. We call it, the Random Object Randomogrifier. This is the Random Object Sketch, coffee and sketch in the mornings. Yay! Get your cup of coffee, get your sketchbook. If you're watching later, you can go to my YouTube posts on my YouTube channel, and I have a reference picture there that you can view, and you can sketch along if you'd like. So, and if you do that, I would appreciate if you sent the finished sketches to Blade at artisticbiker.com, and with the subject line easel, and I will share your drawings with others. I will share your inspiration with others. So yesterday we did an octopus, a toy octopus my daughter brought from the aquarium in Dallas. But today we've got this police car. It is 44 degrees in April in Houston, Texas. That is crazy to me. "44 degrees. It's like a Prince song. Sometimes it snows in April. "44 degrees. I mean, it's not unheard of. And I tell you what I really like about it. It means my electric bill is not going to be, $300-400 for another couple of months. Our electric bill here goes from like $70 in January to like $300, trying to deter us from running the air conditioner. Let me tell you, it works. $300 is a lot for me. I don't know about y'all. $300 is a lot for me. So yeah, it works. It's a good deterrent. It's only a couple of months out of the year. But when it happens, it's like devastating. Can't talk, Harding. It's so... It takes so much focus for me to draw exactly what I see and not say, okay, it's a police car. It needs to look like a police car. It's a toy police car, and it's a crooked toy police car. There's a lot of imperfections in this police car. It's been folded a couple of times, if you will. It has some crooked spots that shouldn't be crooked. It's one of those things, it's like drawing a ballet dancer while she's dancing. It's one of those things where if you drew it perfectly, people would look at you and say, you messed this up. But it's not messed up. It's exactly like it looks. She really did have her leg bent that way. Hola, Claudia. My electric bill she asked what was $300. She came in just a little late for the conversation. My electric bill in June, July, and August, and sometimes September, is $300. So I was saying how thankful I was that the temperatures have dropped. We've got a cold spell coming through right now, and it's caused the temperatures to drop, and it's 44 degrees outside, and that's not very nice for riding motorcycles, but it is very nice for keeping your electric bill under $300. So yeah, that's what we were talking about there, was how nice it is that the electric bills are going to be low for just a little bit longer. But 44 degrees is a bit chilly for me. I know you live in one of those places, 44 Fahrenheit. I know you live in one of those places where they have winter. I moved away from winter. I think I'm a firm believer that frozen water is an abomination, and that cold weather is the absence of God's love. Firmly believe that. It's real easy to try to put details on here that I know are not here. I can look and I can see that the headlights are implied, but not really. And there's little indentions for where headlights would go, but they're not really there. struggle with ellipses. I can't be the only one that struggles with ellipses. I know I'm not the only one that struggles with ellipses. I'm gonna have to practice ellipses somehow. I don't even know how to practice ellipses, other than, you know, just drawing ellipses. It's like there's an indentation here. This bows in. It shouldn't bow in like this. It should be straight, or it should come out, but the toy itself has a bow in it right there. And it throws off what I would expect to see. So it makes it, sometimes it makes it just a little difficult to, when you're drawing a toy like this, sometimes it makes it just a little difficult to draw what you see. When you know that it shouldn't be doing that. And that's the problem, is knowing. Know too much. End up making stuff too wide. End up putting stuff where it doesn't belong. Yeah, Claudia says it's about 60 degrees Fahrenheit in the Netherlands right now, which is pretty cool, literally. But we have, in the United States, we have a really unique feature. We have the Rocky Mountains on one side, and we have the Appalachians on the other side. And you can separate the Ozarks out into a separate mountain range if you really want to, but honestly, they're more like foothills to the Appalachians. But the takeaway from that is that we get a funnel. We get a bowl that pushes the Arctic weather. Any Arctic weather that happens is funneled down all the way into the Gulf. And any Gulf Stream phenomenon are funneled up all the way up into Chicago, Canada. It's why there are tornadoes here, more than there are anywhere else. It's a really unique feature to our weather system, to the weather system of the world. So. Tell you what, let's do. Let's quit worrying about gotta hold your tongue just right when you do this kind of stuff. You know, I say this every day. You can't just go around willy-nilly. You can't just go around willy-nilly coloring stuff in. You gotta hold your tongue just right. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, unique weather patterns. I don't know, do they even have tornadoes in Europe? I'm not sure if they do. I'll let you know in just a minute because Claudia will answer eventually. There's a lag we have to deal with, but Claudia will answer, and then I'll be able to look up and answer. She asked a question. What did she ask here? Were there any tornadoes who hit your house in the past? No, I have never had my house hit by a tornado. I have been in a car when a tornado went overhead, and that is terrifying. The hair on your arm stands up. From the static electricity that the thing creates. But I have never had my house or property hit by a tornado. Now, that said, when I was a child, we lived in Moore, Oklahoma. And the house we lived in Moore got hit by a tornado in the middle of the night. My parents took me downstairs. We had a cellar, and they took me downstairs in the cellar, and tree fell through the bedroom ceiling and the works. But I don't remember it. I was oblivious. I was a child. And I magically, I think my lead's broken. It is. Uh-oh. I just magically appeared in my bedroom, in the cellar downstairs, in the little bed that we had downstairs. It was magic. I don't really know how it happened. I'm pretty sure my dad had something to do with it. But that wasn't me. I have no real memories of that. She says she only knows about them from disaster movies, and sometimes many ones once every few years, mostly when it's hot and they start from the ground. Yeah, I mean, we get dust devils all the time too, right? Where the wind just whips around in circles and looks like a little miniature tornado. I think that's kind of the same weather phenomenon. It's just not as disastrous. So yeah, they don't get tornadoes in the Netherlands. It's a phenomenon Has nothing to do with anything going on except for the unique, we're talking about the unique weather patterns because of the Rockies and Appalachians mountains funneling the cold weather down into the Gulf Coast here. Alright. That blue is just a little darker than that red on those lights there. This is a unique situation where the white, normally we have to go through and make sure the whole thing's not white, but in this one the white is actually brighter than the paper. So we want to make sure that all this black is blacker than the shadows. That we're going to draw in. And then we have a shadow going across here. And the shadow that comes out right here is super dark. That's more up here. Yeah. Because this is way up here. This starts about right here. Yeah, it's almost like that. All right, but the car is darker than the shadow. How are we doing on time? Oh, it's 5:55 already. I gotta wrap this up. I gotta leave early today. I have a meeting. All right. I know that's a little wonky. I may have let myself get a little carried away with some of these lines. I have a tendency to make it thinner than it is. Or make it wider than it is, I should say. Sometimes the words don't work. But we're just practicing, trying to make sure we can draw what we can see. Made some of my lines a little too dark so they won't erase. When I draw in ink, I don't even try to erase, you know. I do have some stray lines here I need to clean up. Now, we're going to do this, where we normally color in the object to separate it from the paper. Going to instead separate the paper from the object. To make sure that all of the really white parts look really white. Yeah, it's a bit wonky, but I think seeing as how it's 6 o'clock, we're going to have to live with it. Could be narrower. We're going to have to live with it. Oh, and by the way, we're going to make some quick changes. Probably should have left it alone. I just can't. I just can't. Alright, I'm done. I could sit here and do this and just keep messing it up, keep messing it up, keep messing it up, but I'm done. Alright, let's see here. I have this other camera hooked up to my phone over here, and I forgot to hit record. So I don't have the recording over here. Oh well. Ah. Oh, very bright. And it's, you can see it's a little off. But still a fun time. Learn something every time you do this. Do you sell art on a website? Claudia, I have so many times thought about selling art on a website, and it's like when I do decide that I want to do it, I end up not consistently producing enough art to support it. But I have like all of these watercolors that I intend to sell on t-shirts and prints and stuff that I really enjoy doing, but I have to figure out how to print them cost effectively. Stickers, watercolor stickers, original watercolors, t-shirts, aprons. I have a bunch of them. I do several of these that I really enjoy doing, that I consider putting on mugs. I also do, oh, this one's empty. Well, somewhere around here I've got several sketchbooks like this. I've got several sketchbooks of snails and the like, and I consider doing all of that stuff for oh, that camera's not working. I consider doing all that stuff for prints and stuff, but I can't afford to just buy inventory. Yeah, it was a raccoon. It was a raccoon in a St. Patrick's Day hat. There was another raccoon with a close-up with his nose sticking in the camera, like that one. Trash panda. But I had a St. Patrick's Day raccoon. Bunnies. But yeah, I do a lot of these things, and I could sell the originals, but I really think I'd be better off selling t-shirts and prints. But it's a question of consistency, and it's a question of inventory. There's the St. Patrick's Day raccoon. Maybe I should make some stickers. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to this in the mornings. It's one of the things that gets me out of bed, sends me on my way to work. So we're going to call this one a day, and we will see you tomorrow morning.